Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoyed these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I'd really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing a lovely transitional reference from the 1980s. This is the Rolex Oyster Perpetual GMT-Master 16750, 40mm in stainless steel. This was one of the so-called transitional references, effectively a bridge from the older 16750 GMT-Master to the later GMT-Master 2s. The model made from 81 to 88 here is featured with an 8.5 million serial number, so roughly late 1984, early 1985 for this watch. It's an interesting piece because it contains a bunch of bridge features. On my wrist, 16 centimeters in circumference, it's 40 millimeters in diameter, 12.7 millimeters thick with a plexiglass crystal domed up over the dial. Now you can see from lug to lug, it's an easy watch to wear, 49.7 millimeters, and the spacing between the lugs then as now 20 millimeters, so the watch looks and feels contemporary, even as the experience is very much that of vintage Rolex. And considering this watch is now about 35 years old, it definitely deserves to be considered as a vintage timepiece. Now, a few details of the watch make it clear that we're dealing with a GMT from a different era. First, you can see that the lugs are perforated for use with a strap tool. The end links are pivoted. The center links are hollow, and this bracelet is a Rolex 78360 with 580 end links. It features an H serial code, so roughly 1983. It matches the age of the watch. Let me show you all of the, or as best I can, show you all of the marks inside of the clasp. You can see the H, you can see the reference of the bracelet, you can also see the maker's marks in good shape. The bracelet has a little bit of stretch to it, as all Rolex bracelets from the era will have, but it's not ropey, it's not unusually worn. This one's in good shape to the point that I wouldn't say put it in the box, I would say wear it on this bracelet. Now, an important feature of Rolex cases and bracelets always is that they have not been over refinished or finished excessively or poorly. You can see there's plenty of definition left to the embossed crown on the clasp, and if we go to the lugs, you can see that there's plenty of metal left in the lugs. They have lots of volume, and significantly they are symmetrical from side to side, generously proportioned for a watch of this era. A lot of vintage Rolex watches get over refinished, and you can even see a little bit of the original factory bevel remaining on these lugs. There's no protrusion of the spring bar. Condition, shape, and equality of proportion from side to side is excellent. You could see the crown, and it is a screw-down crown. This was the first generation of Rolex GMT to boast 100-meter water resistance. There is the Pepsi bezel, bidirectional. You can use it if you set the watch to Greenwich Mean Time. You can use the bezel to offset from the 24-hour hand using the GMT offset of your airport or port of destination. You can temporarily read a second time zone. And that's how the GMT-Master worked from 1954 with the first examples for Pan Am right up till 1983 in the arrival of the 16760, the GMT-Master 2. This is an original GMT-Master, so you're going to need to use the bezel to read the second time zone. You can't set the 24-hour hand and the local hour hand apart. Now, this being an 8.5 million serial, the gloss-style white gold applique dial is correct to the model. The dial is in excellent condition. It is a full tritium dial, hands and dial base, so neither one has been replaced over the years. They're original to the watch. They are correct tritium. There's no tarnishing, there's no oxidation, there's no marks, there's no evidence of water damage. This watch is in outstanding condition. Now, the movement inside the case is a Rolex manufactured caliber 3075, automatic winding, 48-hour power reserve. It is a 1224, where you have that 24-hour hand that moves at half speed, one circuit per day, and then you have that local time. Interestingly, this is one of the few GMT Masters that features a quick set and a hacking seconds. So, of course, if you want a quick set and a hacking seconds, this was the first GMT Master to offer it, and along with the 16700, those would be the only two to offer both hacking seconds and a quick set date. It beats away at 28.8. This was the first high beat movement in a GMT Master, but it's not a full balance bridge, it's a half bridge. It does have a free sprung index for shock resistance, and it does feature an overcoil hairspring for excellent timekeeping in any orientation with respect to gravity. Also important is that the watch is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer, so you get the modern Rolex experience in just about every respect with this watch. It's everyday wearable, but at the same time you get the vintage bracelet, you get the GMT-Master status, not Master 2, you get that original tritium dial and tritium hands to match, a watch with a case and bracelet in outstanding condition. This is a wonderful pick for someone who wants a wearable vintage watch. I often call watches with replacement dials daily drivers. Well, this is better than that. This is somewhere between a true time capsule watch and a daily driver. This is a genuine collectible. This is something to represent the Rolex GMT-Master of the era and own an important transitional reference if you are a collector of Rolex. And if you want to get into the world of vintage Rolex, this is also a great place to start, a watch with integrity and originality. See it and make it yours on the Watchbox.